Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to get rolling. Except all the capture windows are all screwed up.
And no one does good upload speed, especially here.
So let's start with a little bit of a recap, catch everybody up. Siegwolf. Have you written a bond with any of the characters?
I wrote one. Let me Sequel. I'm trying to find Justin's Adventures. There it is. Sleeping God. Sequel. Okay. Yeah, Virindus is far too cautious. I'll motivate him to step up. Was my most recent bond.
Okay. Verindus is too cautious.
Yeah, well, those one I wrote last time, but yeah.
Do you have a new bond to write with anybody?
I don't know. Let me think. Go someone else first. I'll think of one.
And okay, let's go on to Verindus. Verindus.
Okay, wait a second, let me join the Roll 20. So far I have a bond with Chris, Emiliano's character, that says, I think I want to teach him something, right? Wait, let me look it up.
I don't have it.
Let me look on my character sheet. Here it is. Bonds. Chris is woefully misinformed about the world. I will teach them all I can. That's one of my bonds. And I have the bond with the druid. The druid seems interesting. I want to learn about his ways and his view of the world.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have a bond with the berserker and the yeah, what bond can I have with him? So he's you're like following the law and you have like some rules that you follow and everything, right? So maybe something about that. Maybe I want to learn what's so great about his vow that he swore. I want to learn how that makes him a better person.
Okay.
Right, so let me write that out. Let me think of a good wording while someone else does their thing.
All right, and Chris, do you have a bond with anybody?
I have my bonds are the same ones that I had before, but I think I have another bond with the Verendis. Looking at from a character sheet, Verendis has no. Verendis does not understand life in the wild, so I will teach them. I will teach them to live out in the wild. This guy is a city boy. And I didn't, to be honest, I didn't spend time coming up with a better one. But I'm gonna save that one bond slot for when I come up with a better one.
Okay. Do you have another bond to write with anybody else? Based on what happened?
Based on what happened. So what has happened? Well, I will make sure that who is our barbarian, right? Here.
Me. Zigwolf.
Zigwolf. I will make sure that Zigwolf does not is not the forefront of our what do you call it? Talks. Because he talks with his sword.
I'm not the one who shot that guy.
Or something like that.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Yeah, sure. Who's the one who actually shot that guy? Or whatever?
Yeah, I think it was me. The first shot was me.
Which character?
Chris. I was the one who first shot. I think.
Okay, so what I wrote down is the barbarian is a man of honor and vow. Does this actually make him a better person? That's what I wrote. I want to find out if vows can make you a better person or something.
Okay. Okay, and Fisk Pat.
Right now I have Sigwolf has been put on my path for a reason. I have to stay close and watch over him. And I was going to add one for Verendis, so I have to show Verendis a secret right of the river.
A secret right of the river. Do you have a new bond to write with anybody after last session?
Yeah, this one with Verendis.
To show the secret right of the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and I got mine. Chris is too quick to lead to violence. I will show them the benefits of negotiation.
All right.
Perfect.
So, Seagwolf, let's have you explain your adventure goal.
Hmm?
What is this about your adventure goal? Bring Kale 4 to justice.
Oh, I plan to challenge him to a duel.
Why?
Yeah. Basically, that's how it works. Like, right? We have to Basically, that's how this kind of thing works. Like, if a knight, if a knight is like breaks their word or something, they must be or is accused of breaking their word or something. They must be like. They must fight another knight in a one-on. They must fight another knight in a one-on-one fair duel, and whoever it's like a trial by combat kind of thing. Like that's how trials work. If I kill him, right? If I kill him, he was guilty the entire time, and it should deserved it. If he kills me, if he kills me, then he's not welcome back into the order, but he's free to go.
Okay.
Right? They won't send anyone else after him.
So as I remember, Kale 4 is a member of your outside order, from a weird faraway place.
Yeah.
And he's broken a sacred vow of some kind.
Yeah.
The first vow, that he must pursue truth, honor, and justice above all things. It's the most important vow. And then the vow of justice, that he must uphold the law of the land. So there was a prisoner that he let escape.
Yep.
And you've come to exact justice.
Yeah.
Okay. And Chris, you want to get more in touch with animal spirits. What's that about?
I think she wants to step up her mystical shamanistic abilities, get in touch with her ancestors. I think she believes that Fisk is a way to do that. Fisk is a possible a window into get into that because he's a druid.
Okay. So you and Verendis have also come from a faraway place.
Yes.
And you were both sort of outsiders. You were an outsider because instead of studying magic in a city where the elves primarily focus on magic, you went out into the wilds.
Yes. I had some sort of crisis of identity or something like that.
Okay. So you've befriended this Fisk Pat fellow, a strange river druid, and you're hoping to get more in touch with the wilds.
Yes.
Through that person. Now, what was all this business that you did with the bandits in the hills and the mountains?
That was just I think that was a time during which she got into it because she was completely lost. Maybe it was before she met her goat. Wait, are you talking about the last session?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, last session. Okay, I thought you were talking backstory. So what was the business with well, she's trying to kind of fit in with this adventuring thing everybody's doing.
Okay.
As far as she can tell, she's completely new to this land. She's basically on survival mode right now. And apparently Fisk is here on this quest, so she's here on this quest. She's killed before. She's killed humanoids before, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, Verendis, you want to learn something practical about being an adventurer as your goal.
Hmm. That's why I'm adventuring, right?
So that's okay. So you're out here adventuring just to be an adventurer. Like you're just here for the that's its own purpose kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I wanna study the wisdom of the regular people that are not as book smart as everyone in the Elven town. Maybe they have some kind of own wisdom, so to speak.
Okay. Okay.
I think sorry. If
Go ahead.
sorry. I think to add more stuff that maybe could make it more concrete, my goal is she would like some sort of tutor or master to follow.
Sure.
That would be something that she would definitely perk up towards, jump at the chance if she could find somebody.
Okay, I can handle that. And Fisk Pat, you want to learn the truth of the visions. What is that about?
Well, you mean if I learned something the last session?
Well,
Or
not
you
necessarily.
mean what is the vision?
Yeah, tell me as if, I'm trying to get just a recap from everything. What are these visions you're talking about that you want to learn more about?
The goddess I'm devoted to sends me visions of a faraway land that I have to reach in order to cure the disease that affects the great river. And in my vision, I walk in a land of snakes, and snakes cover me, and they bring me to a city. And I think that the goddess put me with these adventurers for a purpose. And I think that we are all from the same river, me and the other guys, and we flow with it. So I have to stay close to them to fulfill my mission.
Okay, so last time we'd all come to the village of Longshore for various reasons. Seagwolf looking for Kale 4, Chris and Verendis just ended up here. They're trying to start a life of adventuring and learning. And Fiskpat was drawn here by visions and instinct. We learned about, well, the confusing, complicated situation in Longshore. There are pirates. There's a cloister. Fiskpat got caught up in something for a while. Well, tried to join the cloister to learn secrets, but that didn't really work out. And finally we were all hired by a sailor. A sailor named Three Teeth to take care of bandits in the mountains. Does anybody remember what came out of that?
We got information from the last guy. I think we got information about where the ruins, where the artifacts are.
Yeah.
And I think Fisk showed interest in that, if I'm correct. And therefore, Chris showed interest in that.
Yeah, Fisk was interested because they said that the artifacts were had snake shapes, and my visions tell me that the snakes have to do something with the curse of the river. So this might be a hint to fulfill my mission.
Have you told me about your mission and about trying to cure the river and the waters?
No, it's everything in my dreams, and I can't talk about my visions.
You can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we captured a couple of these bandits. We killed most of them. The rest of them ran off into the mountains. And we're using bandit because that's what we were told to call them. But things were even more complicated there. There was information about who and what was being traded. But only the leader had that information. And unfortunately, Seagwolf relieved that leader of his head during the fighting.
It's bad diplomacy.
Well, but we still found out a lot about the different factions and everything, I think. What's going on?
But there was one other sliver of hope about finding out what the bandit leader knew.
It galloped away on the back of the horse.
Oh yes, the horses. I just remembered.
Oh fuck yeah, we gotta get that horse.
The horses. Why did you want to get the horses though?
It had the band leader's notes on it, I think.
Maybe.
Like names of the people he was dealing with in town and things like that.
Sounds like a job for my goat, Philip. Track him down.
Yeah, the lackey, one of the surviving lackeys, told you that their boss had a ledger. What was traded, who it was traded to, all of that sort of thing. And it may lead you to more answers. So, you all are in the camp, their former camp, now completely disheveled, overrun, torn to bits, parts set on fire. What do I want to know first? So you definitely want to go after this horse, apparently. Track it. You've got a ranger able to do that. But what about these two captives you have?
Um, yeah, what do you guys think about that? I mean, one of them told us pretty much all he knew. He was very helpful.
Yeah, Chris is not necessarily like the most bloodthirsty person and like wants to kill him. She wouldn't do that, I don't think. At least not right away. She'd probably think that it would be alright to let him go. We already have enough ears to show to the pirate guy.
Hmm.
Okay. So we're going to cut them loose.
Unless anybody, maybe we threaten them.
Okay.
Unless if anybody says anything, we would cut them loose.
Well, we
You go
can
ahead.
we can let them free. Let them be free. We, they are
Oh, the guys we
now-
have captive.
Yeah, I mean we already lost a couple of them, so it's not like we're gonna take them all out. What's
Yeah,
two more?
I think Seawolf would be in favor of like taking them to like the, turning them in to like the police or whatever.
Oh. All right, cops. Sure.
Well, but we can't do that when we search for the horses. So we have to
Yeah.
do one first and then the other.
The horses, we gotta do that now though.
Yeah. So I say just let them be about the captives.
Well, yeah, let's let them like let them go, I guess.
We don't threaten them though. We should threaten them.
Well, sequel.
Well, we,
I probably
we
would
killed
them,
most of
like-
them, so I think they're already threatened.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably lecture them. I'm like, I hope that all this has taught you a valuable lesson.
Well, Sequel, I have a question about your homeland.
Yeah. This one's texting me. Ugh.
Does your vow to justice... does your vow to justice... What would happen?
Yes.
Let's say this was a land where you come from. And let's say the mayor of Longshore, instead of being just a mayor, was a landlord, a liege lord of some kind. And let's say that there were bandits on his territory and that you had found them and caused their surrender. With the vow of justice, what would be your responsibilities then? In light of the vow of justice.
I think I would either need to like I think what I need to do is I need to like take them back to the like local like constabulary for justice. Yeah, actually a good point. That's probably that's definitely what I want to do.
Okay.
Like I can do that while you guys look for the horses. Yeah, and I got a phone call. Hello?
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Taking them to like.
Yeah, so
At the
I
party?
can take these dudes to like the sheriff while you guys look for the horses.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Yeah, someone's calling me to do stuff. Be back real quick.
Okay. So we have anybody to track the horses?
Yeah.
Chris, can you?
I can do it.
All right. So we
plus
part
wisdom.
ways with Seawolf. Seawolf heads back to the village. And the rest of you gear up to track down the horse that ran away.
Yeah.
So what does the tracking look like? Is it Chris running ahead, the rest of you two, Verindus and Fiskpat, trailing behind? Are you waiting for him at the camp to return with signs, or what?
Well, I wish to follow him, and maybe try to understand the messages of the nature to aid our voyage.
I think I'm doing this with my goat. Chris is like going from tree to tree, trying to get sort of the I don't know how she does it, but she can sort of see the patterns and from a distance sort of view. And then the goat is kind of sniffing around more closely at looking at the details of like broken branches and stuff like that, and looking at the ground. So yeah, it's her like in the trees, and then the goat in the forest floor.
I just cast guidance, by the way.
Oh yeah, guidance.
Okay. Go ahead, and Chris, let's have you roll your hunting and tracking, and Verindis, roll your spell.
Okay, so it's just an int roll, right?
Yeah.
No. Oh, I would add my pet's cunning, who's trained in tracking, and his cunning is dang it, what is it? It's 2, so I get an at 10.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
Gain a useful bit of information about your quarry. Determine the cost. Yeah. So, I feel like I need to know the end of the trail before deciding which one to choose.
Where did that horse run to? That's a good question now. If I were a horse, where would I run?
Grass? Some grassy place? Hills? Home?
Where does the trail change?
Where's home for a horse?
So you're following it through the mountains, and this is going to be some time. It's hard to trail this animal through the mountains. It doesn't leave like footprints in the mud. So its direction will change, but it's not going to be for some time. I think you're going to have to trail it for most of the day.
Okay.
I guess ask one of your questions. Let's ask one of your questions.
All right. So, determining what caused the trail to end, I would have to know what happens at the end of the trail. But since we don't know the end, I would have to ask the first question.
Well, no, you don't. You have a choice, I think. You can press on and kind of pick up pace to catch the horse. I mean, you can keep on his trail really quick. The other two, well, one of them is listening to the stars or whatever, tell them where to go. But the other two are kind of reliant on you to follow this trail. They're not tracker hunters like this. Fiskpat would be pretty good in a river basin, right? But this is up in a mountain. This is pretty much the opposite of his home. And Verindis, is utterly lost in the wilds.
Yeah. Well, I rolled 8 on my guidance, though.
Yes, yeah. The guidance is going to come in.
Okay.
But so the option is if you want to catch the horse quickly, you can probably do that, but you'll probably leave the other two behind. You'd have to like circle back, or if there's trouble, you're going to be separated.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you go slowly, it's probably going to take you about a day to catch the horse. But it's not a particularly elusive creature, right? So, what are you going to do?
I think knowing what she knows about Verendis, and sort of after finding this druid that might lead her to, getting her goal, she's not going to just leave him behind, especially after our barbarian having left to turn in these two, or this one, or I can't remember the number of supposed bandits that were left behind. So yeah, she slows down, waits for them, tells them what's up, and she, stops chasing or slows down.
Okay. So it's going to take about a day, and then I will answer your question. You can wait to ask either of them whenever you want.
I think I'll wait.
Okay. Now, when you cast your spell, Verendis, what does it look like when magic guides you?
Well, it's like some sort of runes that appear in the air.
Okay. And are these in a language are these in a regular language, like a common language? Is it a strange magical language, like?
No, it would probably be some strange magical language. Some of it is maybe just science, like an arrow pointing in a direction or something. Some of it
Mini-map
maybe
appears.
Mini-map appears. Some of the signs might be like maybe there's a specific rune that signals danger or something like that. Maybe there's a specific rune. It's a kind of language, so to speak. It's a magical language, but it's not a full-out written language. It's more like signs that describe a whole thing.
Can we see it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you guys can see it. Those are the magical signs that have been showing me the way all my life. So it'd be weird if other guys can see them, I think.
What is this sign? Where did the magic wants you? So for you, magic shows itself to you. It reveals itself to you. It wants you to find out secrets. It wants you to learn knowledge. The best source of knowledge. You see the signs gather, and they show you an island. By various symbols and words, you know that they are pointing you to an island. An island in the sea.
Okay.
And then there is a ship. A ship? Well, I've already said it. And you get a name of a ship. You see a symbol for a boat or something. So you see a boat and you see a name, and that name is the Black Lotus.
Okay.
Those are the symbols you're given. An island, a ship, and the name, the Black Lotus.
So is he guided in a different direction than I'm going?
Probably.
I don't know that he knows where. I mean, unless the horse has hopped a ship named the Black Lotus to an island somewhere.
Yeah.
Then maybe. But those are the best the signs give him, right? Guidance is pretty indirect in that way.
Yeah, I tell the rest of the group the magic wants me to find a ship named the Black Lotus. and not these horses, apparently.
I'm never gonna understand that magic of yours. Look, and I think I show him like a couple, like, what do you call them? Dang it. Signs left behind by the horses, and I show him a couple things, and I'm trying to teach him, like, this is how you track an animal, see? Not your magic.
Yeah, I'm observant of that, and I look exactly like what the tracks look like and everything. I'm like, yeah, tracking an animal seems like a very useful skill, but you shouldn't forget about the knowledge of our ancestors.
Oh, I'm remembering it all. The true knowledge of our ancestors.
Okay.
Slowly, but I'm getting there. You'll see, you'll see.
So Verindus, unless you're gonna like hard turn and go somewhere else immediately, are you sticking with Chris and Fiskpat, I presume?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the rest of the group because I don't think it would be a wise decision to go alone
Right.
anywhere right now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's about a day's journey. So we are gonna have to do a perilous journey in that case.
Sweet.
So for the three of you, there are 3 jobs. I don't know if... Yeah, we did perilous journey last time.
Yeah.
So we need a scout, a quartermaster, and a trailblazer. Who wants to do which?
Well-
Go ahead.
Quartermaster for me.
Yeah, I'm doing the trailblazer thing then probably, and you do the scouting.
Yeah, same thing as last time.
All
And
right.
I get a automatic success for scouting.
Yeah,
And was that a wisdom roll?
it is a wisdom roll.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, you guys actually make really good time. So with all those rolls, I mean, you don't eat, you don't require any food. You guys actually make it in like half the time, and the horse, you can still ask your question, and both of those questions, they would give you relevant information. Even though you catch the horse before it changes direction. It's wandering in these hills. You are generally headed sort of northeast through the mountains. I don't know if we're all there, but I'll drag everybody over there. You're generally headed northeast through these mountains, and Verindus finds an easy path, and you catch up to it just as it's entering these hills. You actually spot it, and it's like licking up at a stream or something, and you can tell it's like exhausted. Its head is hanging sort of low, and it sees you and it's wary at first, but it just can't run anymore. And it's not going to try and get away from you.
All right. I think my question would be, what useful information can I get from this horse? Or about this quarry?
This horse. See, I know why it was changing direction. What's something useful? It has It has a brand on it. It's faint. It's mostly, mostly healed over. The branding mark. It was not brought. It was not bought anywhere here in Longshore. And the branding mark is in an odd language. But you've seen this language somewhere before. You've seen it on trade ships.
Trade ships.
Yeah.
Could I do a roll to narrow my, remember, perhaps? And be like, aha, yes.
Well, you may be able to do a roll, but I'm going to give you a little bit more information.
Okay.
Where did it come from? How to tell you that? Well, you know where it came from. It came from... It came from a place not far away. That place is called... Yeah, it came from a town called Olovy. Olovy.
And do I know anything about Olovi?
So this is where you could roll a spout lore, but I'll tell you that you know that it's a place known for trading in livestock.
All right. Yeah.
If there's something more specific you want to know, yeah.
If I just want to know if they're connected somehow to the pirates, the cloister, the supposed bandits, anything. Just kind of peeling another layer of the onion or something like that.
Okay.
So
Roll a spout lore.
maybe I can get a 6 and things can get crazy. Where that is plus int.
Yes.
Let me see what I got. 6. There we go. I need to open the door for my kitty. 1 second.
Yeah. Is it connected to the pirates? Most likely. Most likely it is.
Ooh, yes.
Because Longshore trades in fish and stuff, but they don't trade in horses. Or livestock, really. It's not really a good reason why this horse would be here, other than it was purchased by or from a different merchant. And Olovy is far enough away that a merchant would probably come by ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very odd to see a horse like this so far away from where it was purchased.
Maybe out of character, Fisk could talk to this horse.
Well, I have power only on the river, so only on the river creatures.
It's fine. It's a river horse.
Oh yeah.
It's a river horse. Okay, so yeah, I relate you guys to this. What does the symbol look like? Does it look like anything significant, or it's just this thing?
No, it's just a branding symbol.
I communicate. I just regurgitate all that stuff. This is where it came from. It's probably connected to the pirates somehow because it's very far away. So yeah, let's see if we can get that ledger, huh? And we try to sneak up on it. How do you do that? Like, we don't want to like kill it. I don't want to kill it.
Oh no.
Try to like wrangle it or come up. Is it shy if I get close to it? Sure.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's not really able to run, but it definitely is shy. You know what? I think Fisk Pet would be the best person to deal with this. I mean,
I show him my book. I have the novella about the guy taming the horse. I will hand that to Fisk Pet.
That's a terrible book.
so Fisk Pet, you do understand this horse somewhat. I mean, you're mostly able to communicate with creatures of the river, the Great River, but
Yeah, I can feel the emotions of this animal. You mean?
yeah.
So we don't speak word by word, but we can feel each other.
Yeah, what do you do to try and calm this horse?
Well, I try to, with my knowledge of the flora, I grab some of the leaves of the bushes around and some of the berries, and I get close to the horse with open arms and with these berries and leaves in my hands, and I whistle like a very soft whistle, like this.
Okay, so I think that's good enough for. I think you could parlay with a horse, bushel of berries, roll plus charisma.
I'm like, he's making it look easy.
Nope.
Never mind.
Those are toxic berries.
The horse has diarrhea.
Okay, you're getting near the horse, and you do a low whistle to it. Sorry, I need to. As you're getting near this horse, it starts to calm and it starts to come near you, and it's giving in. But then it startles. It stops dead in its tracks and it doesn't move. And you can hear it sort of start huffing, like it's frightened. Chris and Verindus don't see this. For you, Fiskpat is walking up to this horse. He's got the bushel, and his arm's out, and he's whistling. And then the horse kind of stops, and it starts making weird noises. But for Fiskpat, the sky goes dark. There's this cloud that just roils over and appears in the sky. And it darkens the sky for a moment. And from a piece of like shrub or whatever nearby that horse, you see this serpent. Now in your visions, all the serpents that like covered your body coming from the ocean and everything else, they were bright green. And they didn't bite you or anything else. This snake coming out of the bushes is long. It's large. They were small serpents, 2-3 feet long at most, that covered you in your visions. And this snake is 5-6 feet long. And it's thick. And all down its back, it's solid red, but a sort of golden, a strange pattern on its back that doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like it's used for camouflage. It looks, and it's almost moving as the snake moves. This pattern on its back. And as the horse stands there, sort of huffing, and it seems too terrified to move, this snake sort of reaches back, arches back, and it bites the horse on the ankle. And again, the other two, Chris and Verendis, as you're watching, the horse is just standing there, and then it whinnies back and gives out a shriek. And it charges forward 1 or 2 steps and rams into Fiskpat, and then collapses on the ground dead.
Oh my gosh. I run up there to Fisk.
Yeah. And Fiskpat, you're not hurt by the horse. It does knock you over, but it was mostly just trying to flee. It wasn't trying to hurt you, right?
Okay. And is the snake still there?
Yeah, as they get you up and you sort of bring you to, and you look, and the snake's not there, and there's no bite on the horse. The sky isn't dark anymore. Yeah.
Well, I start to scream and call for the others.
Yeah. And then, the two of you gather around as he's screaming and sort of out of his mind for a moment. And he finally comes to, and you see the two of them standing over you.
What the hell happened?
Was the snake
Snake?
a golden snake came out of nowhere and bit the horse, and I tried to show them where he bit it, and
No bite mark?
yeah, by looking I don't see it,
Yeah.
and believe me, it was a snake. It was a thick, big snake. Came out of nowhere. Something strange. It must be the weasels around here.
The weasels.
And I try to sniff to.
I think Chris takes you seriously.
Discern realities, Fiskpat. Roll plus wisdom.
Yeah. Forgot to mark down XP.
So, a 5. We're gonna take a break on that. And something else is gonna come out of that roll. So let's take 5 minutes, and then we'll jump back over to Siegwolf and see what trouble he's getting into.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Five
See you
minutes.
guys in 5 minutes.
So, yeah. So we are coming back over to Seagwolf. So Seagwolf, you made it back to the trail, and you're escorting this guy back to town, or these two guys. So it takes some time. Obviously, it's going to take you about a day to walk back to town on the trail.
Yeah, sure. Also, we have time to rest.
Yeah. You get time to rest.
Cool.
And we're going to have you make camp. I'm not going to do a perilous journey, but you will take watch.
Sure.
You're the only person to take watch.
Yeah.
So let's roll that move. That is plus wisdom.
Cool. And can I level up before I do the watch, or do I level up after?
You can level up.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
More strength. There's 2, 4. Let me make sure I got move. Okay. Yeah, let me roll more. Alright. Great. I suppose I'm still in GM mode.
So you wake up in the middle of you've been walking, and it's been slow going. You're trying to recover from the wounds you had suffered, and all of the walking into the mountains and back. You were trying to take watch, and finally you did have to. You did have to sleep. You dozed off. Whether you were trying to stay awake and you dozed for a minute or not, you come to a sound, and it's a sound of struggling. I think there's a cry given out that startles you awake. Where are you? Were you like leaned up against a tree? Were you in a bedroll, or what? How do we find you?
Yeah. I think I'm just like leaned up against the side of a tree, and I was just like taking a nap. I was just like snoring loudly. Right. I just wake up like what? What? I look around like towards whatever's making the noise.
Okay. Discern realities.
Oh God.
Yeah. You come to in time to turn, and you see the prisoners you had being dragged away by these figures off into the darkness. And when you finally come to, and the last thing you see is one of, something is stalking up on you. It's actually a human figure walking up toward you. And you recognize this figure. It's not Kale 4 or anything like that. It's one of those bandits from the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And
One of the ones that ran away.
yeah. And he's got like a cudgel in his hand that he whacks you with. But before you go unconscious, there's something strange about him. The bandit's eyes were red. Not like glowing, they were like bloodshot. And their skin was really pale. And their hair was bedraggled and knotted. And they looked either ill or possessed or sick. But yeah, they were on top of you before you realized it, and a cudgel hit you over the head. And in a moment, time passes, and you're not sure how long it's been, but it's no longer dark. It's daytime again. There's a bit of like a trickle of blood coming from a wound you received as he beat you in the head. What do you do?
Oh, sorry, I woke back up where?
Just laying there.
Oh, in the same spot?
Yeah.
And he's just still there looking at me? I'm like,
No.
okay.
No. They whacked you, and there's nobody there now. Your camp is empty, and your gear, your stuff is all dragged around. I mean, if you go to gather all of your supplies and everything, it's all there, except for the prisoners.
Cool. Yeah, I just step and look around. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make sure. Drat. And I'm gonna, yeah. Yeah, I guess I gather all my stuff together, and I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look around so if I see any like signs of these dudes. I guess. You ready for another 6-, there, buddy?
Okay. I mean, that's another discern realities.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. What do you see? Well, you go trying to trail after them. You don't pick up their... No, you know what? You do pick up their trail. They're not doing a very good job of hiding it. There's big drag marks. Where you saw them just like, they had the guys by their tethers or whatever around their wrists, and they were just dragging them along the ground. And there's kind of like it's kind of tall grass out here, so you do see these like drag marks that go off in the grass, and you know the direction they went. I think you're like in this area here, and they definitely went to the east. And you can follow it. I mean, you roll a miss, so it doesn't matter. I don't give you choices.
There's a trail I can follow. How many of these bandits were there?
You're not sure. It was dark.
Hmm.
You know that about four made it away from the camp in the first place.
So 6 bandits. And where's the trail leading? Is it leading up into the mountains or the
No.
hills?
No, it leads further east, kind of just to the south of the village.
Yeah, just south of the village. Yeah. I don't know if I should wait for everyone to get back with the horses before I go about before I go about this. Yeah, I think what was it? Yeah, I think I'll trail in after them, I guess. See if I can find anything. But, I'll try and I'll try to remain like sneaky, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't want these guys to just fucking fly just I'm not just charging towards them.
Yeah. Yeah, you go after them on the trail. You don't ever catch up to them. You don't see them. They had too far of a lead on you. But the trail, you come kind of up over a small hill, and you can see clearly where the trail leads. There is... The most prominent thing is there are a pair of pillars. They're ruined and crumbling. But one of them you can see clearly is... there's it carved into the pillar an image. It's an image of a man, and it looks like he's dancing, and has a flute up to his lips. And all around the base of the pillar are these sort of winding, intertwining, either vines, cords, or snakes. And in the other pillar is the image of a woman. And she looks like she's sort of floating. And all around the base of the pillar are sort of sharp or jagged shapes. They look sort of like waves. There are big boulders, ruined boulders all around, a couple of buildings that have sort of crumbled. And grass is growing up between all of the cracks and all of the flagstones that used to blanket this place. There is an old path that leads between the pillars. Very large flagstones that have been broken over time and, worn away by weather. And they lead to... an underground entrance of some kind. There's sort of a carved out of stone, this sort of small structure, and a big doorway. The door is no longer there. It's long rusted away and fallen apart. But there are staircases that lead down into these ruins.
Okay. Yeah, I think now, Seawolf, now I'm thinking it's probably prudent to wait for the rest through. But I want to go charging some fucking weird, spooky, horrible ruins or magic ruins or something without them. But yeah, I guess I want to keep note of where this place is, and then I want to head back to town.
Okay.
And wait for everyone else to show up.
And let's roll plus dexterity to see if your sneaky was successful.
Oh God. Eh?
Just put a little thing on here for ruins. Ah, stupid white backgrounds. I hate those. We'll pull a statue. There we go. A 7. Okay, so you go to turn to leave, and you see a number of people on horses now, riding up behind you, behind the path you took. They don't see you right away, or they don't see you right now. You're sort of crouched in the grass and stuff, but they're definitely approaching, and they've got, they're looking around, as if they're looking out for somebody or something.
And like, I can't see these guys, right? Like, I can't see what they look like.
Discern realities.
Oh God, why did I ask?
That's what you're doing, right?
Oh shit.
All right. Ask 3 questions.
Yeah. What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? Well, you see these people, but these aren't the people who took the bandits. These aren't the bandits. These are somebody else. What you should be on the lookout for is who you don't see. There must be other people here, other eyes watching.
Okay. And yeah, who's really in control here?
Who's really in control here? That would be... Okay, so you're leaning down in this grass and you're watching these people ride up and you're having a look around, and you hear sort of a deep rumbling sound behind you. It's very faint, and a gust of wind comes rushing up behind you out of that tunnel, and it washes over the grass, and when it hits you, it chills you. Your bones, your blood freezes, right? And you get this horrible creeping sensation that grabs you, and that wind, that draft, when it hits you, it smells like a grave. It smells like rotting. And you see it sort of waft over the grass and until it like impacts these riders, and their horses all like give out cries and sort of like rear up unexpectedly. And their riders have to take a moment to get control of them. something in those ruins, Seawolf. It's not natural.
Okay. And oh man, what's my next question? Yeah, what is about to happen?
These riders are about to find you.
Cool. So yeah. So yeah, but basically, I'm gonna try and like get out of here.
Okay.
You know, I can't fight like 17 like or however many riders, but like alone. You know, so we're here. Get out of here. Go back to town. Wait for my allies, then come back. Probably gonna like, well, yeah, probably should have like alert the like actual like, authorities like what the fuck's happening over there.
Okay, you want to try and sneak off.
Yeah.
Alright, that's another dexterity.
Oh god.
You do get a +1 though.
Nice. Oh, 8.
Okay, you make it. But you've left a trail behind you. You know that. Yeah, you'll get away free for now, but somebody can probably figure out pretty quick. That you were there. Or they can follow you back to town pretty easily, type thing.
Okay, cool.
But you're headed back to town, back north?
Yep.
Okay. And our other 3.
I'm gonna go grab pizza real quick.
Back to you guys in the hills. So, Fiskpat, you're sniffing around for weasels, and oddly enough, there are no weasels. They must have learned to mask their scent.
They're getting smarter.
Yeah, well, I don't
Do we
see
get-
any bite marks on this horse, but something must have killed it.
Yeah, we gotta get that ledger from the horse.
Yeah, we want to get the ledger. What's in the ledger? It's a little tanned sort of journal thing. And I mean, there's all kinds of names and things written in it. Some of it's definitely not related to smuggling artifacts or whatever. Okay, here's how we'll use the ledger. We'll treat it like a book. As in a bag of books, right? Who's reading through the book, and what are you trying to find out about?
I think it's either me or Elf, the other elf here.
Horrendous.
Yeah, because you're all about books, right? So you're
Yeah.
a student.
I mean, I guess I would be a relatively fast reader, but I don't think there's like much written in there, right? It's just notes, or is there like actual text, like a diary or something?
Okay. And are you looking for any specific sort of information about, like, the situation?
Um, yeah, I would be looking for names of people who are involved in this trade.
In the trade of the artifacts or whatever, right?
Yep, right.
Yeah, and see what sort of maybe try to suss out what kind of organizations they are connected with that we know of in the town.
Okay. So what you want to roll is it's going to be a spout lore, but you do get a +1 for having this book.
Okay. Spout law, is that wisdom?
It's intelligence.
Intelligence. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That works very well.
Okay. Throughout the ledger, you only get 3 names connected to the artifacts. Now, he doesn't use words like, yeah, and then Joe helped me smuggle a bunch of artifacts illegally out of town and we sold them to bandits, right? It doesn't spell things out like that. But it's hard not to use... And in fact, you know what? It doesn't even use names. It uses code names for everyone. But you're a quick thinker. And you kind of dismantle these code names pretty quick. The boss, smart enough to use code names in his journal, not smart enough to make them really good code names.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, Redwood Longshore is in there. You've sussed that out. You know that. He used the name, like, Blood Reed, right? To codify Redwood. And you also figure it out because it talks about the person having influence over everybody, being personable. You know, giving speeches and addresses, it's not hard to figure out. You're just talking about the mayor, Redwood. The other is Shanzi. Shanzi is Redwood's brother-in-law. He's the guy running the cloister. I don't know what the code name is for Shanzi. I think it's Baldy. Yeah. And the last one is Three Teeth. The code name for Three Teeth is just 3 capital T's. So, and again, it doesn't spell out like who did what or when or who exactly knows what. You can imagine Three Teeth being a merchant of ill repute, let's say. Probably is the first step in the smuggling. Whether Redwood or Shanzi are in on it, and whether or not they are colluding to deliver goods to Three Teeth, or whatever, or deliver artifacts to Three Teeth, it doesn't spell that kind of stuff out. But those are the 3 names connected to the whole thing. Those are the 3 people you're looking out for. Right? If you want to get up information about the artifacts, those are the 3 people most involved in it.
Okay, got it. Okay, so...
And you know what? I'm going to do one other thing, since you rolled a 12, right? So he doesn't give out their names, and he has this sort of really thinly veiled code system. But another thing he does to give it away is he kind of describes them every now and then, right? Their features and stuff. And he kind of describes Three Teeth in a couple of ways. And the description he gives for who Three Teeth is or what he looks nothing like that guy you met on the dock. So that guy on the dock who was claiming to be Three Teeth, that's not Three Teeth. That was just some guy. Maybe he talks about like big salty beard or something. Yeah, so Three Teeth has this big bushy salty beard, and that guy you met on the dock who was like, "Yeah, that's me. I'm Three Teeth." That was not Three Teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these three people, these three organizations are all connected with the smuggling of these artifacts.
Now we just need to find out why they're having like a problem with each other suddenly.
I just want to know. I want to know what kind of power these artifacts hold. That's what I want to know.
Well,
Who's tapping into that power?
we haven't answered the question about where are they taking them. Yeah, I mean, where are they searching for these artifacts? There is a big ruin, a giant city underwater. We don't know.
And yeah, and these are all questions you guys can answer, right? Like with that notebook, that wasn't the only information in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if,
Well,
but
yeah, definitely.
you can definitely go find that stuff out everywhere elsewhere too. I'm just letting you know that the book wasn't just like a one-time use or whatever.
Okay.
I think I would tell you like, yeah. So what so how do they? What are they using these artifacts for specifically? Does it mention anything about that? Anything about how they're tapping in some sort of ancient power?
Well, you think these artifacts have ancient power? I mean, where I come from, it's like magic is magic and religion is religion and not really connected. I mean, I would initially assume that they're just collector's items or something like that. But I mean, I can take a look if you want.
Who's gonna buy them? Yeah, I think you should take a look. They must be good for something.
Sure.
And I think if we don't find it there, then I would immediately think we should go to the ruins ourselves and get our hands on one.
Now you're thinking like an adventurer.
Science.
So this gets you decent information about what the artifacts are for. This is unclear. I think what you figure out is that the boss, the bandit guy fencing the artifacts, he was on the outside of something. He was definitely receiving artifacts and moving them for the people in the town. But why he's moving them, or how much they're actually worth, or who's even buying them, or why you have to smuggle them in the first place. These people own this town, so they presumably own those ruins. They could just fucking sell them. The bandit himself, the boss, he doesn't put that together. He was on the outside of the conspiracy also, right? That's totally unclear. There's something else hidden that you can't get from the book. Other than that you know that now.
Some nefarious work going on here. Has to be. Some unholy, perhaps.
Maybe.
We
I don't
need to
know.
go there. We need to grab one ourselves.
So
The all scream, yeah, let's go.
I
Hands
mean,
in, everybody.
we should meet up. We'd meet up with Seek Wolf first, right? He's in town waiting for us.
Chris was so excited she like forgot. Oh yeah, the barbarian.
Oh yeah, the other guy.
Yeah, we gotta find him. I have no idea where he could have gone. I guess more tracking.
Yeah,
Unless I can find our
Well, I
way
said
my
I
way
was going
back.
to town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said he was going to.
Did you go all the way to town, or did you wait?
No, I'm in town.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
We would meet you there then.
yeah, that was probably the plan originally, is to find the horse and then meet back up with him. Where are you at with all this, Fisk, Pat? Are you still creeped out by your snake vision?
Well, since I don't know how to read this strange code written in the book, I try to examine the horse, to search for a wound.
You want to search for a wound on the horse.
And maybe try to sense something if there is an evil
Okay.
power.
Would you start doing a cursory inspection of the actual body? You realize you're not going to find anything that way. That this vision you saw, whatever attacked this horse, attacked it in spirit, right? If you take time, if you sit here and consult the spirits, examine this horse in its essence, right? Its animal spirit, that's where you're going to find the answer. But it would take time.
Is there water around us, like a little lake?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah, there was like a stream. It's definitely not like a river or a lake or anything, but there was a stream. There is a moving like body of water. Yeah.
well, guys, can you help me bring the horse to the water, please? I may have an idea.
I don't know if our barbarian friend will be all right here in the woods by himself, but what do you think you'll gain from this?
I have to search for something on the horse. I have to know what happened, and I will ask my god.
Well, let's do it then.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, that's Chris's whole jam, right?
I want to see you do this. I take out a notebook.
Okay, then with the help of Chris, I try to bring the horse on the stream and put the head of the horse so that the water goes inside of it.
Okay. All right, so like, you guys drag this big ass horse to the stream. Do you get its whole body in there and kind of like position its head where the stream is moving down its throat?
Yeah, and with the tail downwards. Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird druid stuff. I like it. So it takes you guys a while just to move this damned horse. And how do you position yourself? How do you get into a prayer stance or whatever to examine the horse's animal spirit?
Well, I go on in front. I get inside the stream, and I hold the horse's head.
Okay.
Between my hands.
Do you like say any prayers or sing songs, or are you making any kind of noises?
Yeah, I start to make like a sound like a go 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 go, like ritual stuff. And while I do this, I ask Chris to help and bring leaves.
Leaves?
Yeah.
I do. I bring like I just take out a branch, rip it out, and like rain leaves.
Okay. Put those in his mouth.
Oh, okay. Grab some
And they
bud.
keep on going, go 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 go. And with this ritual, I try to call my goddess and to ask her guidance.
Yeah, this takes a while, right? I think you enter some sort of like, prayer trance, basically. And a lot of time passes, guys. Like, his eyes sort of glass over, and Fiskpat's not home anymore for a good long while.
I think like I even get a bit impatient. Like, is this real? Like, is this actually gonna work?
Yeah, and it's seriously like an hour as he's doing this. And for Fiskpat, you're gone into like a dream vision of some kind. And you guys are probably about the time like, okay, let's just get him. Like, his feet are just muddy, and this is a nightmare. Like, the horse is starting to smell. And you're going over to like grab him and be like, dude, let's go. And the horse like kicks. It like shudders when you get near it. And you see its head sort of like start to twitch around, and it starts to gulp in this water. And the body starts to twitch even more violently, and it's moving Fiskpat around, but he's still just chanting and chanting and chanting. And it's really creepy the way the horse is moving. It's not moving normal. Like, one of its legs starts to move really slow and just sort of reaches out until it's just completely straight. And then it curls all its legs up underneath it, and its head sort of twists around weird towards Fiskpat, and this sort of like guttural sound starts to come out of it. Yeah, and it starts to like spit up those like leaves and the water and the dirt as this weird sound is coming out of it, and then you hear a voice say something, like a human voice, in Fiskpat's like face as he's looking in this horse mouth. Fiskpat, roll. Am I gonna make you roll? No, I'm not. You get the name. The name you get is Aamach.
Can you write it down, please?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And like, this horse is gurgling, and then like out of its throat it's just like Aamach. And it sort of spits up mud and leaves and water up on Fiskpat's face. And when it does that, the horse, like, its head lapses back again and hits the water. And Fiskpat, when you hear that word, you're knocked out of your trance, and it stings your brain like a hot poker. And you sort of stumble back into the water and the mud. Yeah, that's who's at fault here.
Did we all hear the name or only him?
You all heard it. You heard that horse speak.
Oh shit! It's like a completely new name. Never heard of it.
Spout lore.
Spout it.
Yeah, and you can too, Veritas. I mean, you were standing there. You heard it.
That would be it. Okay.
Yeah, the both of you. I mean, you come from a wizarding school and stuff. You've definitely heard about strange names, old names. And this sounds familiar, but you've never read any books about it specifically, or any knowledge about it. You know that it's ancient, and it definitely has to do it definitely has to do with I don't know how to say this. If it was D&D, I'd say it has to do with evil magic, because evil in his alignment and magic, evil aligned magic means a thing. But I guess I would say well, you guys tell me about your school. How would they view?
Sorry, what?
How would they view, like? It has to do with necromancy, but necromancy's too broad a brush, right? Like, what are the ethics at your school about necromancy? Can it be used well, or is it always evil, or what?
Well, I think the kind of magic that they teach there is like the elven kind of magic. So things like necromancy aren't really things that they perform. So
I
mean,
feel like they would know of it. Like,
yeah,
it's,
maybe
like,
they would know of it.
extremely, like, there's like little tiny portions of the field of necromancy are used, and it's highly regulated. So
Okay.
like, in order to create some sort of, I don't know, power crystal or whatever the heck, there has to be some sort of life absorbing magic property to it, and then they can like dabble in that, but again, it has to be like very highly regulated and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's also more like mentioned in passing because it's.
I'm sorry, guys. Let me cut you off for just a second. I gotta go step to the door. I'm sorry. Give me just a
Yep,
No
no
problem. Go ahead.
No problem.
So, what were you gonna finish saying, Keenan?
Yeah, well, I would think that the magic that they teach there is more like the ancient elven magic, basically. So maybe they talk about things like necromancy, like in passing. Yeah, there are people that practice that, and maybe they teach a little bit of it, but I don't think it would be like a big focus or anything on that.
Yeah, they just teach the history of it.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Oh yeah, I got in a wreck like a month ago. Yeah, I got totaled.
I mean, maybe you had like when you were there, maybe you had a different teacher than me or something, and maybe he was a little bit more interested in that and taught you a little bit more.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good car.
You know what? Maybe it's not even a problem because there's like magic there all over the city, built to detect when people are like messing with blood magic.
It's only like 3 years old, so it should run a long time. 40,000 miles.
There's just new here. Oh, good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The other one was a Civic Hybrid. 2007.
Basically, I think what we're trying to get to here is that it's not allowed. You can't just like do that.
Okay, yeah, I'll get that.
Yeah, basically.
It's really hard. Like you can do the horrific things with other fields of magic.
Yeah.
So you don't need
Yeah,
you don't
right.
need necromancy to like torture somebody forever.
Yep.
I'm sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
Basically, what we decided is that you can't just do the necromancy. Like it's not accepted, but um, there's so many other like fields of magic over there that you don't have to just know necromancy to become a horrible like magic wielder. Um, yeah, it's not very popular.
Okay. So you could do necromancy in an acceptable way.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
But if you want it to be like an evil magic user, you just do other stuff. You can do other stuff.
Cool. Yeah, this guy, Aamok, he did not do it in the good way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I think I say I told you it was ancient power.
Okay. So where are you guys headed next? Are you going to head back to town now?
I
Yeah,
would think
town
so.
and communicate what happened, and then the ruins. I think.
Cool. So we should take I guess we should take another break. We're at an hour. But Fiskpat, quick note. You should add horse to the animals you can change into, because you totally studied the animal spirit of a horse.
Okay.
You're broadening your horizons.
So you're saying me and Chris don't have to walk back?
That's up to
Yeah,
Pat.
raise this horse from the dead.
All right.
I have a question about the character sheet.
Okay.
I rolled an 8, but it's red, and he rolled a 7, and for him it's just like without any border.
Where is this?
It's because you rolled a 1. Like one of your sixes was a 1.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. I mean, if you see green boxes, that's good, but red could be good or bad. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so and what are the different cutoffs again? It's like anything above 12 is like a success, and
Anything above a 10 is a success.
10.
Yeah. Some moves have an effect if you roll above a 12 that you get a super success, like a crit.
Okay.
And then anything between a 7 and a 9 is kind of give or take limited.
7. So 7, you gotta hit 7. Okay.
Yeah, 7 is a success, but 7 to 9 you'd have to trade something, or you get limited effect, and a 10 plus is full blown, get everything you want kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So let's take 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
Yep. See you guys in 5 minutes. I'll go to the bathroom as well.
All right, let's get back on the road. Just 1 hour left. So, you guys heading north, back to town, with new information. Let's roll another perilous journey for you guys.
All tens,
I'm-
right? At least.
I'm always reaching for my die when you say 2 or something.
We can all do the... Are you guys going to do the same jobs pretty much?
Yep, I'm rolling.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah, no
Travelers.
problem.
Oh, horrendous. We're going to get
Let's-
sidetracked.
Ooh. My first fail. Some EXP. Nice.
Well, I think I know what's going to get us sidetracked.
My signs lead me somewhere else. Some magical signs.
Well, you find another quick path back to town. And Seagwolf... So you guys had moved way faster than Seagwolf. He was one guy trying to drag along two half-beaten bandits, right? And he wears heavy armor and all that stuff. You guys had made quick work of the mountain pass into the hills. And you would be arriving at the ruins about the time that he's leaving. So you guys are headed toward the ruins, and Chris, you spot people up ahead. Your goat gives you a quick neigh, bark. What do goats make? What's the sound called?
Bleat.
Bleat.
Croak.
Bleat. Bleat. It's a bleat.
Yeah.
He gives you a quick low bleat. And yeah, you spot these three riders moving toward the ruins. And yeah, from your vantage point coming out of the hills, you guys are up on high ground coming toward the ruins. You totally see Seagwolf moving away like in the grass, right? He was sneaky enough to bypass them, but not for your sharp eyes. Yeah, you see...
What are they?
Go ahead.
What are they dressed like?
Yeah, I mean, you got the drop on them. They look like townsfolk, town guards. They look like militia.
All right.
They're not halflings.
Well, we know...
They're not halflings, though. But the uniform is sort of like the halfling militia. But they are larger humans.
Okay.
What were you saying, Verundus?
Well, we know that we can't necessarily trust the townsfolk, I guess, because we know that at least the mayor is like into some shady things. And now that I say that, I think about the two people we are going to give to them to bring to justice, which probably isn't real justice that they get.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think unless I notice anything else, like just by looking at them.
You guys, you're sort of stopped for a moment, and you do notice something else. That you're pretty far away, but you have a pretty good vantage point on them. And you're all sort of watching, but there's wind, right? There's always wind whipping through the mountain. You're standing at the end of a valley, so there's always wind whipping down, passing through the mountains. But as you come out of these hills, the wind moves a different direction. And you can see it moving, rippling across the grass. And it passes over the three of you. You get the same chill, and you smell the same death that Seagwolf did. But you don't hear the same sound. The three of you hear something else. You hear, almost as if it's that horse speaking again, you hear that voice say, Eamach. But this time, it's malicious. It's more like a fist hitting you. let me have the three of you defy danger with your wisdom.
Shit.
Sweet. Just crushing it.
Verendis.
Oh.
So Chris and Fiskpat, you guys hunker down when you hear that, but it does feel like something just like hitting you right in the chest. Verendis.
Yeah, I was watching in the sky looking for signs, and
Yeah. And you do see a sign. When it hits you, you see dark storm clouds gathered over the sea to the north of the town. And there's a bolt of lightning. And you see it for a flash, and you don't know why you see this. You can't even really see the town from here, but when you see that flash of lightning, you see where it hits, and it's like you have telescopic vision or something for a second, and you can just see where that lightning strikes off in the distance, the shape of an island, and a ship parked next to it.
okay.
Yeah, you see those signs again that the magic wants you to go to, but you also feel this this terrible power reach in and grab you by the heart and squeeze. I need you go ahead and mark the stunned ability. So on your
Okay.
character sheet, yeah,
Yep, found it.
yeah, just click that box. And you guys see Verendis. He gives out a yelp. Right? There's this flash of lightning in the distance, and he gives out a yelp, and his knees buckle. And yeah, he kind of drops to all fours.
I'm right next to him trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Have I noticed the other three yet, or am I still sneaking?
Yes, you hear. You're moving away, and you're almost completely gone, but you do hear this yelp just echo down from behind. If you like swivel your head to hear it or to see what made it, you don't see them, but you do see these three horses like wheel around and start heading south in the direction of that yelp.
Ah, shit.
So you see them coming towards you, Chris. But yeah, you go over and you check up on Verendis, and he's not unconscious, but he is stunned right for a second, and he's panting. And before he like can say anything or tell you anything, you look into his face, and his eyes are bloodshot, like all the way through, and the skin around his eyes and stuff, his eye sockets, has become like pale and sort of dry looking, almost shriveled. And then Verendis, everything kind of like is blurry, and Chris is like in front of you, maybe saying something, but you don't hear it for a second, and then like everything just rushes back in, like all the blood hits your head again. And real quick, before we get back to what you guys are doing, I just want to know, Fiskpat. Yeah, what are you doing right when you hear that and you see Verendis fall and all that stuff?
Well, you said that we don't see him, right?
We don't see whom. You guys see everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than, I mean, yeah, you see your two guys, you see the horseman, and you see Sequolf. You see all those people.
Okay, so I immediately rush to Verendis.
Yeah.
and check if he's conscious
Yeah, you see those
or
same.
if he's injured.
Yeah, you see the same stuff Chris does, like his eyes completely bloodshot, and the skin around his eyes, his eye sockets, like dried and sort of shriveled and white pale.
Okay, then
As you come near, once you come next to Chris, I think Chris looks at you, like gives you like a look of like help. I don't know what this is. You're like a powerful druid. Do your druid stuff. And then I pop up a bit, like poke my head out to see where the three riders are, because they might be coming.
Yeah.
well,
Go ahead, Fistpat.
I get one of the rotten fishes that I put in my bag of leaves, and I get a knife and I open it straight away, and I put it under his nose.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what that can be. Let's see, Verindus, if you can get back on your feet. Let me have you defy danger with your intelligence.
Seems alright.
And yeah, and Fiskpat, roll to aid him. You're gonna roll 2d6 plus 1 for Verindus. 2d6 plus 1. Okay. So Verindus, that would put you up to a 10. So you're like shocked to consciousness. Your head still hurts. You're still stunned, but yeah, you come to and you can like make sense of things again. And also there's a rotten fish in your face, you know, but that's helping at this point. But Fiskpat, as he startles awake, yeah, you see it on him. You've seen something like this before. This isn't exactly what's going on. It's probably not Eamach poisoning the Great River, but you've seen signs like this on the animals. Bloodshot eyes, right? Their bodies becoming weakened all of a sudden. There is a curse. There is a curse on Verindus. But, yeah, and you see it plain as day, right? Some sort of magical energy or a poison or something has struck him. And the dangerous part about it, Fiskpat, is that once you see this sign on animals, they're not long for this world. Verindus is pretty hardy, pretty hale, and is imbued with magical power, so he's probably going to last longer than a salmon. But, yeah, that's a problem. For Chris, looking out over the grass, go ahead and discern realities. You can discern realities with that. You do see the horses and the guys coming towards you and everything, but yeah, to scan.
I mean, I don't know what else. What other information I would want. I think I would just want to. I also saw what is his name?
Yeah, you saw Seawolf.
Seawolf coming towards us now, probably.
Yeah,
I haven't noticed you guys yet, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you see Seawolf, you see the horsemen, but there's definitely more stuff to notice. Also, I think.
I think instead of like, she wouldn't take the time to notice more stuff. if to discern reality to like investigate. I think
So
she was just like, okay, we need to probably move and like somehow rendezvous with Seawolf
okay. So you're
and
just
GTF up.
looking. You're just looking horses and then like trying to move somewhere.
Yeah, like I want to pick up Verendis and get Fisk and just like move out of the way of their search.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, how do you want to do that? Do you want to gather up your guys and start moving?
Yeah, I want to just move like perpendicular to where they're going to try to just like maybe, and also removing all our tracks. Maybe Philip is like covering our tracks behind with his tail or something like that.
Okay. So you want to have the other two kind of like go that way, and you're going to trail behind and cover tracks.
Yes.
Uh,
And keep trying to keep an eye on Siegfried to make sure he doesn't like, get like hit with the horses. But she's gonna try to just make sure at least the most amount of people aren't caught by surprise if it's possible.
Okay. And Siegwolf, what are you doing? Are you headed back toward the sound? I mean, you don't see them, right? What are you doing?
I am continuing to just like sneak around, right? You know, the way the sneak, I'm just like kind of like creeping on the ground like low, and every now and then I'll like stealth roll, I'll like tactical stealth roll between some like bushes. So that's what I'm doing. Like, right, I'm still trying to sneak out here. I haven't seen any of them yet.
Okay. Um. That'll be good. We'll do that. And so, Seagwolf, you get away. They're not even looking at you anymore. So you just keep your head down and move. And to cover tracks, I mean, that's not super different from hunting. So let's just roll plus wisdom then. The two of them are headed up and you're just covering your tracks. Scot-free. It takes you guys a little while to move around. But yeah, those horses, they head up into the hills following the only tracks you did leave behind, right?
Yeah. I should mention that if I see that this maneuver is successful,
Mhm.
I would want to move towards Seawolf, but say we should get a jump on these guys and see if we can't steal their uniforms so we can sneak in.
Okay. Okay, let's well, we got a little bit of time. Yeah, you move by these guys, they head up into the hills, and they're sort of like spreading out and trying to like combing the area. And you definitely move around. Sure, you can catch up to Seagwolf. You roll an 11. You're moving faster through the brush. So how do you come up on Seagwolf? You guys go ahead.
I think I'm not like cautious because I'm too rattled up by all this druidic and ancient dark magic, and I just like kind of just come out of the brush out of nowhere, and I say Seawolf. And I just tell you like
probably kind of startles me. I'm probably preparing for a roll, and I just like fall.
I mess up your stealth roll, but I say Verendis and Fisk are just right behind me. The three guys, you saw them, right?
I should go. Yes, good.
Okay, I think we should ambush them and take their uniforms. Maybe one of us can be a prisoner or something. But yeah, we're getting in those ruins for sure. Today.
And so Fisk Pat, are you like carrying Verindus, moving him along?
Yeah, I'm trying to help him.
Is he like in walking state, or is he just?
He seems weak. His strength is returning slowly. He's definitely able to move, but yeah, a little help definitely helps him keep his feet better.
Maybe as he catches up. I don't know if you responded to Seek Wolf, but as they catch up, I see Verendus' state, and I'm like, man, we're so close. We should just keep going.
And Seagwolf, when you see Verindus, the bloodshot eyes, the like skin turning pale, it reminds you of that guy who hit you over the head. He looked like that.
Yeah. Huh. But I kind of look at him and I say, I kind of look at, I look towards Vernus and I look back at you, Chris, and I say, Oh, it seems our companion has fallen under. It seems like our. What was it? Like, those I believe these bandits have some sort of. It's called what he's caught. It seems he's caught whatever these bandits have. I saw one earlier. It like he had the same signs of illness.
This makes no sense. How can it be that so many people are cursed?
Cursed? He's cursed?
Yeah.
Cursed?
And a bad one. I already seen this curse before. And I'm sorry to say that. But we got to hurry.
Okay.
Ah, shit.
You're gonna die.
I didn't want to say that.
How much time does he have? Tell it to me straight, Druid.
I don't know. The magic that flows within his veins will keep him alive for some time, but I don't know. Only the goddess may know that.
I can't like. You said this was a curse of some sort. Tell me, are these people being controlled by this power?
They are drained, not controlled. They are consumed by this power, by this disease.
I think Chris I think she slumps her shoulders and she's like, we're not gonna be able to get anywhere closer and remain alive if we go in like this. I think we're gonna have to figure this out, how to cure him. Can you speak? You can speak now, Verendus, right? He's hearing all this and understanding? Yeah.
I think so.
Do you say anything?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's a little bit much to take in right now. Then no. Brandis doesn't say anything right now.
I'm like,
Can
he
you-
can't speak.
Well, if we want to move faster, I may take him on my back.
Well, all right.
And
Let's
as I
get-
say
let's get somewhere
that,
safe.
and I turn into a horse, but
I almost screamed.
a very strange one, because you know, the river and the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a mix between a catfish and a horse, you know.
It's like green,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got
green and brown.
partially fur,
It's
but
just
like
it's
Yeah,
like the
partially
things
bird,
to-
but with gills.
oh yeah,
Seahorse.
that's good. Yeah.
and a fish tail.
Literally seahorse. So you get what are your hold? Well, you definitely get gallop. Gallop with speed, which will let you like move really fast like a horse. Like really fast. You can already run fast as a horse, but like you can really sprint it. And then you get you definitely get high leap or like I need to look up equestrian terms now. I'm sure there's a term for like leaping over a fence, but yeah, you can leap over obstacles. And you get you said you have gills, right?
Yeah, because he's a water horse, I'm thinking he can ford almost any river. Like,
Yeah.
even like a really one with like a lot of current in it, he can do it because he's got, I don't know, the fins for it.
Yeah. So, swift gallop and leap over obstacle and
Amphibious horse.
amphibious fording.
Oh, fucking like one of your moves needs to be fucking kick somebody.
Fucking kick somebody. You can already do that. Okay, cool. So, yeah, roll wisdom there, Fisk Pat. Let's see how many hold you get.
Okay, wisdom.
All right, so 2 hold, and yeah. So what is it like? He's sort of draped over your shoulder already. Do you just like meld into a horse so he's already like riding you?
Yeah, I crawl under his legs and I shapeshift. You know, I'm a halfling, so it's really easy.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you were a halfling.
It's like an incredible growth spurt. Yeah, so he's ready to just take off while those guys are looking the other way. You guys gonna follow it behind? Just everybody head back to town?
I think for the just because I want it to happen right now. My goat, it's like a pretty large goat, and I'm a pretty small elf, so I can just get on my goat.
Okay.
And I think it's just gonna be from now on. I'm a small elf, and my goat is like medium sized or something, or large.
A large goat.
And Seagwolf headed back with them, I guess. Seems like they were going your way anyway.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, we can get you guys back to town. We'll start there next time. These guys, you completely evaded them with your wisdom roll, so they don't suspect a thing.
Cool.
Let's do our end of session. Did anybody resolve a bond?
I think I did. Because I have showed Verandis a secret right of the river by making the horse speak.
Yeah, what do you think that changes to now?
I don't know.
Okay, you can think about it. I mean, Verindus, you agree that bond has changed? He's definitely shown you a right of the river, shown some power there?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I have a similar bond with him, but I'm not sure if mine is resolved or not. Maybe you can rule on that. The druid seems interesting. I want to learn about his ways and his view on the world. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I resolved that one already.
What do you think, Fiskpat? It sounds like he learned your ways.
Yeah, I think he did. Because they helped me.
Yeah, I think you can resolve that. And do you have an idea for what the new one will be? I will usurp his power. Okay. Well, you can resolve it if you want
Let
to.
me think.
Yeah, think about it. Chris or Sequolf?
I've got a bond called I've heard of Seawolf's deeds long before I met him, but there's nothing else to it. I don't know. I think I want to delete that one.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's resolved, but I'm gonna delete that one. And as for all the other stuff, like Fisk is a friend of Ranger, so I will be their friend as well. I mean, I'm still their friend, so it's not resolved.
Okay.
I haven't taught Verendis about the wildlife yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he got cursed.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did teach him a bit
A
of
little
tracking,
bit.
but
Yeah, you showed me.
I don't know if that counts. I think it has to be something more hefty.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could still work on them. I'm sure some kind of bond will change with Verendis depending on how this curse goes, right?
Yeah.
So, Seagwolf, did you resolve any bonds?
Maybe I don't know. Verendis is far too cautious, so I'll motivate him to step up. I think he fucking got himself cursed today.
Yeah. What do you? How would you resolve that? What would it change to?
I think is see. Verendis has been cursed for death. I will not let this happen. There we go.
All right.
I have a new bond. Let's just figure it out.
Go ahead.
Fisk's shape-shifting abilities are amazing. I must get him to teach me.
Hey. And did anybody complete their alignment?
I think I have another bond which I
No.
may have completed with Seagwolf. And
We can only resolve one per session.
oh, okay.
But keep that in mind, right? You can resolve that off next session. Yeah.
Well,
No, I think I'd rather want to resolve the bond with Seagwolf because I think
Okay.
I resolved that a little bit better than the one with the druid.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
With Seagwolf, I had the barbarian is the man of honor and vow. Does this actually make him a better person? And when I realized that it might have been not such a good idea to follow his vow and obey the law and bring those guys to the city, then yeah, I think that might have resolved that bond.
Okay. What does it change it to? Do you think?
Yeah, maybe I have to convince him that that's not the be all end all of morals. That
Oh,
law is
fucking
not
bring
the
it
end
on,
all.
son.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
I don't know if I helped the horse animal spirit in that ritual. I don't know if we actually tortured it or.
He didn't. No. What is it? Help an animal spirit of the wild? Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, you totally did. Yeah, he was finding out the culprit, right? He was doing a little animal spirit CSI work.
Oh, we're doing alignment now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not get mine.
Okay.
Yeah, my lines help someone despite your appetites, which is a good barbarian alignment I've created.
Fisk Pat, did you eliminate an unnatural menace?
well, I didn't, I think.
That's
But
that alignment's like a big goal alignment, but you're on your way to doing that, I think.
but I have a question.
Go ahead.
By resolving a bond,
Mhm.
what do I get?
XP. You mark 1 XP for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, right now I don't have a new bond. Maybe I will think about it.
Okay, that works. Yeah.
Also, I forgot to do this last session, but and I remember all the traveling we did, but to marking down dungeon rations. Gotta remember to do that. Or
You guys, so Seagwolf needed to mark one when he made camp and leveled up. But you guys actually haven't had to make camp yet. So you guys hauled ass through the mountains, right? You rolled so damn good that you made it to where Seagwolf was in about a day's time, along a path that should have taken you like 2 or 3.
I guess because I always thought that a perilous journey meant like consuming a ration.
It usually does, but we were only going like a day at a time, and so one of the things is when you do quartermaster and you roll a 10+, it takes less rations.
Yeah.
So Fiskpat was like finding food on the road and sustaining you guys with, rotten fish
Mother
from his
Nature
pockets.
blessings.
Nutrient
Rotten
replacement
fish.
products. Yeah, so you guys didn't actually end up using up any rations.
Cool.
Verindus, your alignment. Did you discover anything about a magical mystery?
Well, I got cursed, if that counts. I don't know.
They found him.
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing that Fiskpat did and hearing that name, right? And then getting cursed by it or something related to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Fiskpat doing his animal spirit CSI work. That was definitely a magical mystery. Fiskpat was MVP.
Yeah, for sure.
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
I don't think so.
Maybe not today.
Yeah, not yet. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Boatloads of stuff.
Some what is it? A necromancer?
Yeah. AMR.
Yeah, some necromancers coming back,
Mm-hmm.
cursing people.
And did we loot 250 coins or a priceless artifact?
Not yet.
Not yet. On our way. All right. Yeah, that was good. We're getting things cooking.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Now that we're learning new stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for playing. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
I have a question about leveling up.
If you guys have enough experience to do so, you can go ahead. But
And you mentioned something that when we level up, we can pick from an expanded list of.
if you unlocked a compendium of some kind, there are like requirements, things you need to do in game to unlock them. Do you think you unlocked one? Do you have?
I'm not sure. I don't know which
Okay.
ones there are. So.
Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get that kind of stuff to you.
Okay.
Yeah, later.
Okay. Thanks, guys. See you
Yep.
next week.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Yep.
Bye.
Later.
Bye. Okay.